It all begins in 1985 during a birthday celebration of one of Charlie's friends. Charlie attends the birthday with his friend Stu, and one of the day's activities is rolling the bottle. The deal is that the people the bottles stop on will go to the closet and make out with the person who spins the bottle. Stu is pumped for the game, while Charlie's nervous because it's his first time making out with a girl. Stu gets his dream girl to enter the closet with him, but she refuses to give him what he wants. When it's Charlie's turn, he sets the bottle so he can get his dream girl, but the bottle stops at the girl beside, named Anisha. Anisha is excited about this because she had a crush on Charlie since elementary school. She takes Charlie to the closet and tries to seduce him, but hurts him with her fingers. She wants him to show his private part, so she pinches his nipples and chokes him. Left with no other choice, he pushes her off. She's embarrassed, so she curses him. She tells him love would rain around him and he would never grab one. Any girl that leaves him would find love immediately, but he won't find love. At present, Charlie is now a dentist and he is dating a lady named Carol. They visit the water to make out, but as she sucks him out, she tells him she loves him, but he can't reply. He finds it difficult to use the word love unless he really feels it, and he doesn't feel it for her. She gets angry and leaves him there. He meets with his best friend Stu, who is now a cosmetic surgeon. They go to work together and Stu reminds him that his ex-girlfriend Katie is getting married, and she has sent them an invitation. While Stu works on pretty girls who want to shape their bodies, Charlie's patients are older women with teeth defects. Stu teases Charlie that he gets great days at work with his great clients, while Charlie has to struggle. Charlie also works with an assistant named Reba. Later that day, they attend Katie's wedding. While giving her wedding speech, Katie asks everyone to give a toast to Charlie because Charlie is her lucky charm. She confesses that she found the true love of her life after Charlie left her. With that attention on Charlie, two girls try to flirt with him, but he ignores them. Afterward, a beautiful young lady, Cam, arrives, but she knocks on a waitress and pours drinks on herself. Charlie offers her a handkerchief and she sits beside him. They talk about each other, their occupation, and how they met the bride. He gives her his card before she mistakenly falls on the table and pours food on him. Due to her clumsy nature, she attempts to help him clean up, but it turns out worse. Stu arrives shortly after and starts making dirty jokes about Charlie. He introduces himself to Cam and starts flirting with her, but she isn't interested. Katie comes to greet Charlie and asks about Carol. It is at that moment that they see Carol making out with her new boyfriend by the side. When it's time for Katie to throw her flowers, fate takes them to Carol's hand, meaning she could be the next bride. The following day at work, Charlie is shocked to see several young ladies at his office. They all claim they have teeth defects, and he really doesn't understand how the demography of his patients changed from being older ladies to young ladies. He goes to meet Stu and they take a walk. They walk beside a wedding store and they see Carol shopping for her wedding dress. She comes out to greet them and shows them her engagement ring. She also agrees that Charlie is her good luck charm. At home, Charlie gets several calls from women who want to date him so they can meet their true love. On the other hand, Cam, who works at the penguin habitat at the Aqua World, is at her workplace. She mistakenly slips when her brother throws a fish at her, and she falls into the water. She chips her teeth in the process, and she needs to replace it. Meanwhile, Charlie is seen with another girl who just wants to have intercourse with him so that she can find her true love. He stops her and receives a call from Cam, who wants to replace her tooth. He immediately meets her at the hospital, and after treating her, he asks her to go to dinner with him, but she refuses. He doesn't collect payment from her and she leaves. Unfortunately, her car starts acting up, so she returns for his help. He helps her with her car, but she has locked her key inside, so she asks him to drive her home for a spare key. He drives her to her house and back to the hospital. He asks her on a date again, but she tells him she's not emotionally ready for that. Before going back to her car, her dress mistakenly gets caught, which puts her in an awkward situation. When Charlie gets home, he meets with Reba. She says she wants to have intercourse with him because she has seen on a dating site that he has a luck charm. Reluctant to do so, she jumps at him and he eventually gives in. Charlie tells Stu about it the following day and says he doesn't want to do such again. However, Stu advises him that he will be helping the ladies to meet their loved ones. He assumes he is doing a good deed and continues with it. He does it for several ladies but gets tired eventually. While watching a show about penguins, he remembers Cam and visits the Aqua World. He meets her and he tries to ask her out on a date again. She refuses his date offer, but when her brother Joe arrives, he reveals that Cam has been talking about Charlie since they met. He wonders why she won't go on a date with him, and she reminds him she's already dated 3 friends and seeks a more meaningful date. He tries to convince her about how special she is, and she reluctantly agrees to a friendship date. The two are seen enjoying their time together. Later, he tells Stu that Cam is the one for him and makes him feel complete. They assume the entire good luck charm is just a fluke and it isn't real. He goes on to the 3rd date with Cam and gives her a gift. She asks him about the charm thing, and he explains that he isn't the one who started it, and it isn't his fault. They doubt such a charm exists. In the next scene, they are seen making out at home, and they are about to get to the next level. Stu calls Charlie and tells Charlie the charm is real, and he calls all his exes to find out they married their next boyfriend. Knowing that, Charlie doesn't want to lose Cam, so he refuses to have intercourse with her. To reaffirm the charm is real, Stu takes him to a resort and asks him to have intercourse with an obese lady, Eleanor. He pays the lady to go on a date with him, and he takes her home afterward and withstands the ridicule of making out with her. He calls Cam and tells her he is sick, so they have to talk online for the time being. He tries to watch Eleanor to see if she will find her true love, and he even sends Stu to ask her out so he can confirm before moving back to Cam. He calls Cam that evening and they flirt. She even sends him a provocative picture and gets him even more aroused. He called Stu, who confirms that he went out on a date with Eleanor and she didn't fall for him. So he runs to Cam's house and they have intercourse. The following day, Charlie watches the news on TV and sees that Eleanor has found her true love. He immediately calls Stu, who confesses that he never went out with Eleanor because he can't risk marrying her. Charlie doesn't want to lose Cam, so he tries every means to keep her. He buys lots of food for her and calls her every minute. He interrupts her work time, but she feels uncomfortable with how he is behaving. He decides to propose to her, but he sees her with another man, and that gets him so angry. He attacks the man and hits him. This gets Cam furious, and she confronts him. She reveals that she can no longer stand the way he's behaving, so she breaks up with him. Upset, Charlie sits in the rain, and Reba brings him an umbrella, announcing that she has also found her true love. As she talks, she sees a bottle rolling and remembers Anisha and the curse. She immediately looks for Stu, but sees him jerking off. Stu eventually drives him to Anisha's house. He meets her and tries apologizing to her. He even removes his trousers so she can have his private part if she wants it, but she insists that she didn't curse him. She reassures him that what's meant for him will come back, and her childhood curse didn't carry much weight. She advises him to let Cam go. Wanting the best for Cam, Charlie decides to call Howard, Cam's idol, and organizes a meeting between Howard and Cam. Depressed, Charlie spends his days playing video games at home, and one day, Stu comes to announce his engagement to Lara, one of the ladies Charlie made love with. Lara informs Charlie that Cam is traveling to Antarctica with Howard forever, and he claims he's happy for them. Stu urges Charlie to fight for his love if he still cares for Cam, so Charlie decides to give this his best shot. He rushes to the airport and pays for the available seat, despite being first class and too expensive. He enters the plane and meets with Cam. He apologizes to her, but she claims she is returning in a few days, and Howard is even married and with his wife. He is glad, so he gives her a ring box with a pebble and returns to his seat. As he leaves, she calls for him and goes to kiss him. On the other hand, Anisha brings out her childhood box and removes a pin from a voodoo doll with Charlie's face. A year later, Charlie and Cam are seen in Antarctica together, in love, and the movie ends. Subscribe to watch more videos like this, leave a like to help the channel out. Also leave a comment if you'd like us to recap your favorite movie. Thanks for watching.